Malnutrition refers to deficiencies, excesses, or imbalance in the person intake of energy and nutrients. The term malnutrition covers two broad groups of conditions. The one is undernutrition, which includes stunting, low height for age, wasting, low weight for age, underweight, low weight for age, and micronutrients deficiencies or insufficiencies, a lack of important vitamins and minerals. The other is overweight, obesity, and diet-related non-communicable disease such as heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and cancer.
Malnutrition affects people in every country. Around 1.9 billion adults worldwide are overweight, while 462 million are underweight. An estimated 41 million children under the age of 5 years are overweight or obese, while some 159 million are stunted and 50 million are wasted. Adding to this burden are the 528 million or 29% of women of reproductive age around the world affected by anemia, for which approximately half would be amenable to iron supplementation.
Many families can't afford or access enough nutritious foods like fresh fruit, vegetables, legumes, meat, and milk, while foods and drinks high in fat. Sugar and salt are cheaper and more readily available, leading to a rapid rise in the number of children and adults who are overweight and obese in poor as well as rich countries. It's quite common to find undernutrition and overweight within the same community, household, or even individual. It's possible to be both overweight and micronutrient deficient.
What is being done to address malnutrition? In April 2016, the United Nations General Assembly adopted a resolution proclaiming the UN Decade of Action on Nutrition from 2016 to 2025. The decade aims to catalyze policy commitments that result in measurable actions to address all forms of malnutrition. The aim is to ensure all people have access to healthier and more sustainable diets to eradicate all forms of malnutrition worldwide.
How is the stage of malnutrition in Indonesia? A new World Bank report entitled "The Double Burden of Malnutrition in Indonesia" says that 37.2% of Indonesian children under the age of 5 or 8.4 million children are stunted, meaning excessively small for their age, and suffer from chronic malnutrition. As such, Indonesia has the 5th highest level of stunting in the world. The report also states that 19.6% of Indonesian children under 5 years old, approximately 4.4 million, are underweight as a result of malnutrition. Public awareness about this issue is low in Indonesia.
Chronic malnutrition carries a twofold burden, such as reduces people's productivity and increased risk of non-communicable diseases such as heart disease and diabetes when older. Alarmingly, World Bank research indicates that the incidences of stunting grew from 2010 and 2013. Rising malnutrition implies that the Indonesian society is becoming less equal.
The World Bank report highlights 3 key issues regarding malnutrition for Indonesia. 1. Improved life expectancy contributes to a shift in the burden of disease from infectious diseases to non-communicable diseases. 2. The growth of Indonesia's national wealth has been accompanied by the growth of food availability, hence doubling the amount of fat that is consumed per capita. Especially in rural regions, processed foods are being consumed in high rates. 3. Many cities and towns in Indonesia there are not pedestrian friendly, do not encourage physical activities, and lack outlets that offer healthy foods products, leaving more people with few options other than ready-made foods outside of the home.
Indonesia can avoid the double burden of malnutrition by providing health insurance to the poorest 14% of the country, by ensuring that adequate healthcare services are available, by providing service for clean water and sanitation, raise awareness for improved nutrition, sanitation, and health, and lastly, expand social safety programs for the poor and near poor.